Hi, everybody. Let me just send out, that's it, notification to everyone to tell them that I am live. So I am literally logging onto my computer at the very last minute here because it's just been one of those days. How has everybody else's day been? I'll give people a minute to find me and join me. But tonight on the Happy Hustle Show, I want to talk about Nigel, but I'll just wait until some people pop on to tell you the Nigel story. Hi, so I see you as Facebook user. Can you see how to authorize StreamYard? Whoever's just said hi to me. There should be a thing that you should click and then, hi, I can see two people. So your names are come up as Facebook user. So when I go live on StreamYard, there's a little thing that you need to click to, there, Rachel's on it. So I can see, so basically Facebook is allowing StreamYard to display your name to me. So don't worry if you can't see it, it's fine. I just won't be able to call you by name because I can't see who it is. But Rachel's done it. I can see you, Rachel. So how is everybody? Tell me about your days. I feel like I say this every week now, but I have had like such a busy week, to the point where I got a lovely parcel in the post this morning. Hi, Dawn. And I haven't had a chance to open it. I literally have not had a minute to stop and open it. But that's exciting. That's exciting because I've got nice things to do tonight. Oh, hi, Haley. Hi, Haley. Yes, so my actual day job is done now. I've had 4 massive reports to write this week for my day job, which I am not in flow with. I don't mind it, but I actually love the interviewing part of my day job and I love the feedback part. But the actual writing bit, that's just, I can do it, but I'm certainly not in flow. So I love to so today, I haven't even been near Facebook. So if anybody has commented or tagged me into anything today, apologies. I haven't looked at it. I will once I finish up. I've got the Happy Hustle Show. Then we've got our live in the Hive for those people in the Happy Hustle Hive. And then I've got a coaching call a little bit later on tonight. And then I have one piece of jewelry that I absolutely have to make for Amazon because it has to be dispatched today. So I have to print off the label today. Amazon are quite strict about that. I've got quite a lot of orders sitting on Etsy, but Etsy aren't quite as uptight about it all as Amazon. So that's my plan for tonight, but that's really nice. So my personality type, actually I was doing a bit of prep for some training tomorrow and I was looking at communication and personality types, just it was a model that I hadn't seen before. And my personality type is I need to get the stuff that I don't like done first. So that stuff is done, the stuff where I'm not in flow. So tonight, all my activities I'm in flow with. I'm just going to turn there's a radiator right beside me. I'm just going to turn it down because I'm already boiling and I don't want to fall asleep. I've also got wine. So I don't normally do wine on a Thursday. I started doing it the last couple of weeks in our Hive lives. I kind of feel by the time I get to Thursday now that maybe it's time to have a drink. I haven't poured it yet though. It's sitting over there. Hi Liz. Hi Marianne. Hi Joe. Hi Suzanne. Oh, some really nice names I haven't seen for ages. Thank you all so much for coming to join me. So let me talk about, well, first of all, it's Thanksgiving, isn't it? So yeah, so happy Thanksgiving, everybody. How nice a holiday is Thanksgiving compared to the things that so I mean, of course, Christmas is a lovely holiday, but I would love an extra sort of gratitude holiday in there, isn't it? I think that's something that the Americans have really got right. I really like the whole Thanksgiving thing. So I hope everybody's feeling gratitude and thankfulness tonight. I hope that's rippling out into the world because that's right up our street, as you know. Okay, let me talk to you about Nigel. So Nigel has been leaving me. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you, Liz. Hi, Claire. Oh, haven't seen you for ages. Oh, yes. So Nigel has been leaving me messages this week. And so what day is this? This is Thursday. On Monday, I was doing something outside because my friend's building a deck, and I've told a lot of you that before. So I was outside chatting to him, and I came back in, and I saw I'd missed a call on my landline. I'm like, who phones in a landline these days? Like, really? Seriously, who phones in a landline? But there was like a voicemail because I have a phone from the 1980s when people used to have a landline. And it was flashing. And I walked in and I'm like, I can't remember the last time I got a message on my landline. That's actually quite exciting. I wonder who it is. And I pressed the button and it was Nigel. So Nigel said, hi, it's just Nigel. Just phone in to check in on you. Haven't heard from you for ages. Hope everything's okay. Give me a call back. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting because I don't actually know anyone called Nigel. So I bring my husband in. I'm like, do you know a Nigel? So we all listen to the kids come down. We all listen to this message, and it's quite exciting because we don't normally get voicemails or voice messages on the phone. So we're all listening to this message and we're all going, does anybody know a Nigel? No one knows a Nigel. Like, oh, well, Nigel must have just dialed the wrong number. Won't really think about it any further. Night 2, Tuesday night. Again, I don't know where I was because I'm normally in the room where the landline is. Because it's this room, and it's the room that I do my day job in, and it's the room that I do my hand-stamped jewellery in, and it's the room I do my personalised prints in. But anyway, I must be in the kitchen or something. Come back in, flashing light on the answer machine. Intriguing. 2 calls in 2 days. Press the play button. Hi, it's Nigel. Just checking you got my message last night. It would be really great if you could call me back because I haven't heard from you for ages and I'm just a wee bit worried about you. I'm like, okay, right. So clearly Nigel thinks that he's got the right number for someone else. And now Nigel's getting a little bit worried. So I go to see if Nigel has like a number that I could call to say, listen, Nigel, you're not phoning the right person. But Nigel has withheld his number or is phoning from somewhere where that automatically happens. So there's no way of getting hold of Nigel. So I'm like, okay, this is starting to make me feel quite uncomfortable because I'm thinking, what is going on in Nigel's head? So night 3, again, so this time Nigel's phoning at a weird time. So I'm trying to think when it was. It might have been after we went to bed because there was nobody in the room. Anyway, listen, Nigel, exactly. Anyway, Nigel phones again with a bit of a panicked message going, okay, this is the 3rd time I phoned you. It's not like you did not phone me back. I'm getting really worried about you. Can you please phone me back? And once again, I'm not in the room when Nigel phones. Nigel still hasn't left any sort of number. Nigel clearly thinks he's phoning somebody else. And I have no way of getting in contact with them. So I am now walking about. So that must have happened I must have got that on Wednesday morning. No, it must have been Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That was it. Wednesday morning. And now I'm scared to leave the room because I really want Nigel to phone back because Nigel's really worried about something. And it really made me think, hi, Michelle. Nigel's making up a story in his head, isn't he? We know that, so I don't know who Nigel is. But I do know that Nigel is panicking because the person that Nigel is trying to phone isn't phoning him back. So Nigel is making up a story in his head, isn't he? So Nigel is probably not having a good week because Nigel is worried about whoever he's trying to phone and the fact that they're not phoning him back, isn't he? And I just wonder how happy or otherwise, or how grateful or thankful Nigel is feeling today. Now, possibly Nigel has worked out because he hasn't phoned since overnight on Wednesday. So he hasn't phoned today, although first few times he was phoning kind of around this time. Wouldn't it be weird? What if Nigel phoned literally while I'm on this live? That would be so funny. Keep looking over there because that's where my landline is that never ever rings. So if we hear it ringing, I feel like I could will it to ring. That's really weird. Anyway, don't want to mess with Nigel. But I just really hope that Nigel has worked out that the number he's phoning is not the number for whatever person that he is worried about. But it made me think, hi, Santina. It made me think Nigel is classically making up stories in his head that are making him upset or worried or stressed, isn't he? And the truth is that the person that Nigel is trying to get hold of has no idea Nigel's trying to get hold of them. So that person might be in their house going, well, Nigel's not phoned me. It's not like Nigel not to phone. So there's all these stories flying about, isn't there? There's all this, and all of them are like stressy. All of them are, well, to be fair, that's my guess. Well, I know Nigel's stressed because I can hear it. The other person, they might just be like, oh, well, Nigel must be busy. He's not phoning me. Maybe they're just really laid back about it. I don't know that story, but I do know that Nigel's stressed. And it just really reminded me of, he's probably driven miles to check on him. I know, that's the thing, Joe. Like, he sounds English, right? And he might just be so I'm in Edinburgh. So he might just be an English person living in Edinburgh. I'm an Irish person living in Edinburgh. Like, that's perfectly feasible. He might just have gone to a posh school, because posh people in Scotland, I think, sound like they're English. So that might just be my interpretation. But maybe, as you say, Joe, maybe he's like in the south of England somewhere, like driving hundreds of miles to whoever he's trying to phone that might be somewhere else. So it's just, for me, it's a timely reminder that a lot of the stuff in our heads is just the stories. It's just stuff we make up. So when you're stressed, let's take this back to your side hustle. When you're stressed about something in your side hustle, so if you're like, oh, no one's bought any of my things this week, or I made this thing and no one wants to buy it, or I created this service and I've only got like 2 people on the course, or whatever it is, just think about what extra untrue details are you adding into that. So I made this product, no one wants to buy it. Are you stopping at that, or are you adding in, that must be because I'm really terrible. Other people are better than me. It's overpriced. Etsy's not a good place to sell. It's obviously not, the market's saturated. It's not something that people need. People hate it. People are laughing at me. Like, what? Just take time to check what is going on in your head here, because particularly in the run up to Christmas, and particularly in this year where, people's mental health isn't great, understandably, this has been, unprecedented is the word everyone's bored with using now, but it has been like an absolutely rotten year for all of us. But take time to kind of check in and go, right, how much of this am I controlling? How much of this is just a wee story that I'm making up my head? How Nigel am I being? Nigel, so it would be perfectly possible for Nigel to go, oh, I phoned that person and they didn't phone me back. Maybe I'll just nip round to their house if that, if they were someone that was near. Maybe I'll just double check I am phoning the right number. Maybe I will try their mobile, like, who's phoning a landline anyway? Like, maybe I'll try their mobile. Like, who doesn't? Well, there'll be some people that don't have mobile, but it's kind of unlikely. So there could have been different ways that Nigel could have handled that. But Nigel has repeated the same behavior over and over again and got the same results. So of course there will be a point where, well, maybe Nigel will phone and I will pick it up and I will say, listen, or maybe I do know Nigel. Like, maybe I forgot who Nigel is. That would be hilarious if Nigel was watching this going, you've been blanking my calls. Maybe I do know, but I can't think of anyone. I used to know someone called Nigel when I was about 12. I doubt it's him. Maybe. But anyway, I think it's on Thanksgiving Day particularly, it's time to just check in and go, how do you feel about your side hustle right now? How do you feel about it? If I were to ask you to describe how you feel about your side hustle right now, is there any sort of stress or worry or anxiety or not good enoughness or negativity, anything that's coming up? And if there is, I want you to check in and go, is this true? So the thing that I see over and over again in just various different forums, and people regularly ask me, and I understand why they ask me it, but they'll be like, oh, I don't like selling on Etsy because, the fees are really high. It's like, yeah, the fees are really high because they're advertising on the telly. They're bringing millions of people to see your thing. Yes, it's absolutely cheaper to join a site that's brand new and has no one on it, no customers on it. That's cheaper, but that's not the right thing to do. That's not a good alternative. Just be careful the stories that you're making up in your head. And for those of you that have kind of been with me on the journey, that I just say, listen, just price correctly, and then we don't need to worry about giving the discount. So again, a few people contacted me to say the Etsy sale that's going on right now, you have to give like a significant discount to be in the Etsy sale. Etsy's really looking for you to give at least 20% of a discount. And when you do that, they will massively promote your products. Now, if you haven't priced right in the first place and you give a 20% discount and then Etsy takes their fees and there's the payment processing fees or whatever, that can end up with you like really annoyed because you become very busy. You've got all this work to do, but you're not actually making much of a profit for your happy hustle pot. Let's think right back to the beginning for those of you that have done the 5-day challenge. Remember, there's a reason that you're doing this. There's a reason that you want to generate that money, and it's for joyful things. So you need to price your products correctly so that you're building up that that joyful pot. It's just non-negotiable. It has to be non-negotiable. If someone looks at your product and they say, well, that's too expensive for me, then they're not your ideal client. They're not your ideal clients. Do you know, there are people, so I don't think Trish is on just now, is she? But we had a Zoom call in the Hive last week. I know quite a few of you here were on it, and people were asking about pricing. And Trisha, who's in the Hive, was just like Googling things and going, people are selling cushions for £200, so enough of your nonsense. And it was just brilliant. Like, she was absolutely spot on. Say you sell cushions, to take an example, you could sell your cushion for £5 and be massively out of pocket, or you could sell your cushion for £200. Like, you don't have to choose £200, but there is a market for people to pay £200. If you saw a cushion in John Lewis for a £5 and a cushion for £200, which one do you think is better? If you were just to go, which one is better? You're probably going to go, see that £5 one. That's probably made with cheap material. That's probably made, abroad in a sweatshop or whatever. You'll have all of these kind of expectations or connotations associated with price. You need to be pricing high. You need to kick the stories back out of your head. Now, you can't, if you find that you've set a price and just absolutely no one's buying it, you can do a discount, and people are much more likely to buy something at a discount than they are if you just set the price low in the first place. So just because you price high doesn't mean that if it doesn't sell that you can't try saying, well, what would happen if I took a £5 off that price? But do it as a discount. Don't, because you can do a sale any time of the year if we're talking about Etsy, or if you've got an online training program, anything like that, you can do a sale whenever. Tomorrow is the absolute, well, tomorrow through to Monday is the absolute kind of sweet spot for selling stuff online. Black Friday through to Cyber Monday, people will have their purses and wallets open tomorrow. If you're on social media, my suggestion, and you have time, my suggestion to you would be do some sort of a flash discount and promote like across all your social media channels, anywhere else that you can see to promote. Create a discount on Etsy if you haven't already, if that's where you hold your products. I don't know what your experience is for those of you that sell on Etsy of the Etsy sale, but I literally cannot keep up with the orders. And I'm actually at the point now where I'm thinking, I know it's going to get even busier over the weekend. I think I've got about 20 orders backed up to create at the moment. And that's just really like I cleared them all, maybe not yesterday, but the day before. I know I'm going to get a whole load more than that over the weekend. The question I've got is, have I actually got time to complete them all? But the thing about this weekend, if you're feeling like that, and I think I will just leave the sale prices on and leave my stuff up on Etsy, because for any of you that are selling on Etsy, Etsy specifically, because Amazon, it's unlikely that you're selling in kind of Amazon overseas, but for Etsy specifically, and if you have your own website, we're getting very, very close to the cutoff date for overseas postage. If this is your first year in e-commerce in the run up to Christmas, people get really uptight if their items don't arrive well before Christmas. Like, people aren't happy to wait to Christmas Eve and see if it appears. So please do not be guided by like the Royal Mail last posting date, if that's what you use, or whatever service that you use. Don't say you can order right up to this date, because it is really not worth it on Christmas Eve to be dealing with customers who are saying, well, it hasn't arrived and that's ruined my Christmas. And people do get, and this year it's going to be worse, like, because people are already a bit kind of stressed about it all. My suggestion would be that you pick a date quite early in December. You decide. I can't tell you, but for me, I'm quite decided yet, but it's probably going to be for international orders, it'll be this weekend. Yeah, it'll be, I'll switch it off 1st of December. And in Etsy, hopefully that if you're on Etsy, you can just go in and switch off those shipping settings. So people from, most of my orders abroad would be from the USA. People from the USA just cannot, they don't see your shop. They can't, well, they do, but they can't order from it. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to switch it off. A way that I've done it before is to put like really clear messaging on all of my listings and in my shop announcement in Etsy to say, please note, if you order now, there is no guarantee this will arrive for Christmas. And then people will still order. But I haven't had much success with people reading that, understanding it, and then not getting cross when it doesn't arrive for Christmas. And believe me, somebody in the USA will look at my listing on the 22nd of December, order it, and then be annoyed that it's not arrived by the 24th. That has happened. So for my piece, you make your own decision, but I just want to share my experience. For my peace of mind, I'm turning off worldwide orders on the 1st of December. I'm just trying to think when that is, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. So is it Tuesday? It'd be Tuesday or Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to turn those off. I will keep UK orders on probably to about it's hard this year. It's actually hard. I was going to say about the 10th, 11th, something like that. That's what I would normally do. It depends on your turnaround time, of course. So if someone orders on the 10th and it takes you a week to make the thing, that's really tight. The post is definitely taking longer. If we're talking Royal Mail, and actually all postal services are already taking longer, that really ekes out in the run up to Christmas. So where I'm used to posting something first class and the client or the customer contact me the next day to say, I can't believe it's here already. I'm used to that. I've used Royal Mail for 10 years. That's really normal. But what I notice when it comes to December, people are maybe messaging me 3, 4, 5 days later. So yeah, it's probably worth, I guess I'm just kind of talking out loud here. It's probably worthwhile pushing through this weekend if you are busy, because you're going to be quiet. Like if you turn everything off, you're going to be quiet. So you are going to get a chance to relax in December. That's what I've got it kind of in my sights somewhere. You've got a chance to go, right, you're not going to be busy for every second of the day once the cutoff date goes. And then what I would do is I would wait to Christmas Day, if you happen to be online, and I would just turn everything back on again then, because of course there's no expectation. I wouldn't turn it on the 24th. I know it sounds logical. If you put it back on the 24th, people won't order and expect it to arrive on Christmas Day. I wouldn't be so sure about that. People are really manic in the run up to Christmas. And I think now that most of the world is going to be shopping online, everything's going to slow up even more. So yes, in summary, that went off in a few tangents. Hold on, let me just see. Imagine, I know, I'm so, oh, come on, Nigel, phone before I finish up. Oh, Liz, that's lovely. Thank you. That's really kind of you. I know it, yeah. We're all going to just like build a village, aren't we? So we will live next to each other soon. And Rachel, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, planned around the end of the first week in December. Is that for international, Joe? I would be, oh, that'll probably be fine. It'll probably be fine. But you might know by now that when Royal Mail says we're going to deliver it in this amount of time, then it's generally a week. UK is totally fine, but international, like if you pick US postage on Etsy, it'll say generally arrives between 3 and 5 days, and you're like, no, it doesn't. It like takes 11 days or something to get there. So yeah, that's probably fine. It's definitely fine for UK, Joe. That's absolutely fine. Oh, hi, Ruby. You cannot see half the comments. You cannot see half of the comments. I thought this has happened before. Weird. You only do UK. Oh, that's totally fine, Joe. Yeah, I think that's yeah. And do you know what? Do you know what I do? I say I've cut off postage, but see if someone messaged me and goes, I've cut. Oh, I'm going to tell you why you can't see the comments. Hold on. Let me just finish. I'm going to tell you why you can't see the comments. Yeah, so if I cut off postage, I'll just put something on my social media to say, that's it, last orders, blah, blah, blah. And but if someone messaged me and says, oh, I can't believe it, I missed last orders, I really need a necklace and I live locally to you and I'll come through and pick it up, I go, yeah, that's fine, I'll do that. But I don't do I don't say to people, yeah, it's back open again. I just kind of have that personal conversation. Has anyone lost the sign? Oh no, has anyone else lost the sign? Let me know. I'm just about to finish up anyway. Hopefully not. Okay, so I'll tell you the reason why you can't see the comments. Let me know. Just let me know if anyone can hear the sound, because there's no point in me telling you why I can't see the comments if you can just see me talking and you can't actually hear me. But there's a 20-second delay here between me talking and you hearing it. So I'm just going to wait a minute and see if anyone says that they still can hear me. You can hear okay. Oh, good. Perfect. Thank you, Rachel. So the reason that you can't see the comments, thanks, Joe. The reason that you can't see all of the comments is because I have worked out how to stream the Happy Hustle show into the Julie Begbie Happy Hustle Coach Facebook page, which is where I always did it, because then it can be seen publicly, onto my YouTube channel, where no one really goes and watches live, but people like to kind of go and catch up there. So we're on episode 34 or something now. So people will regularly go and like do a binge day of watching me talk about nonsense like this. So I need to stream it to my YouTube channel, but I just worked out that I can stream it to another place. So I'm now streaming it into the Happy Side Hustlers group as well, because people were struggling to find me. It's all very complicated getting the message and stuff now. And this is quite a random time so tonight I scheduled it because I want to let you know I'm doing it in the Happy Side Hustlers group. So when you're in there, it is likely, especially if you've watched this, it is likely that you'll get a wee ping saying, do you want to be notified the next time Julie goes live? So, because sometimes it's like at lunchtime, it's just whenever I can fit it in. So wherever you're watching, you're only going to see the comments of the people that are watching in that area. So I hope that makes sense. So if you're watching on Julie Begbie Happy Side Hustle Coach page, which is where this normally is, you won't see the comments of that the people are writing who are watching it in the Happy Side Hustler group. And no one's commenting on YouTube, so it's just those two places. Signs back. Okay, so hope that makes sense. Right, we're at 6:29. So for those of you in the Happy Side Hustle group who don't normally catch this, I try and keep it to 15 minutes. But, I'm not brilliant at that. I really need to get more slick at it. But I do need to go now because we are just about to have our Facebook Live in the Happy Hustle Hive. For those of you that are in there, then I will catch up with you there in a couple of minutes. Thank you so much, everybody else, for coming along to watch. So just so you know, I am going to be here Mondays and Thursdays in the Happy Side Hustle group, going live like forevermore. So yay, lots and lots of Julie. So thank you so much for all coming along to watch, and I will speak to you again on Monday. Take care. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Bye.